honestly, best show ever.
Unselfish colleague, Lydia Geniani, the gem is in the
It's true, you don't. I don't even wanna go to it
That's not easy, Mr. Fox. Soldiers, goes, fox, soldiers, nose.
Teach boys. I like that. Perfect. You know, if you're here, you're on notice. Let's do this. For now, though, we have David Brownell coming out and doing an amazing acapella bit with his friends. Ladies and gentlemen, David Brownell.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in the crowd. But someone picked you from the bunch. One glance was all it took. But now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please
Just to get started, I want to give you guys a little bit of context. So a few days before class right now, people started coming up to me, Gary, you did drums last year, it was great, and you told stand-up comedy in 9th grade. What talent could you possibly have left? And the answer to that question was none. Nothing, zip, none. So I threw this little thing together for you guys, and I hope that you like it. I'm Garrett Bullock, and this is slam poetry. Maybe minus the slam. Once upon a time, you and I were far from here, full of fear in an altogether queer land that we didn't understand and still don't understand. And even if we think we can, they riding the bus, we were trapped in a brick and mortar prison from which my fear of snot had risen. Elementary school. Okay, maybe I exaggerate, but trust me, we were all there. In those days, when it came to grades, we really didn't care. Or at least they could not compare to an after-school friendly dare, or a visit to the spring fair. Far better than sitting at a desk in a lair, practically chained to a chair in front of a piece of paper with which we would sit and stare and think, crap, this number's past 10? Ugh. As long as I don't have to add them together or anything, that would be ridiculous. So, the years flew past. With some classes we passed and others we didn't, but that's in the past. And suddenly we opened the doors to purgatory, sacrifice all of our glory as 6th graders for this warped and twisted high school story. I'm skipping middle school because I couldn't think of a clever rhyme for acne that wasn't back me. Moving up in the world, high school was kind of fearful. And I mean, I know looking back, some of us get tearful, and others ireful, and full of rage that high school didn't fulfill their claim to age, but come on, be honest, it could have been worse. We could have gone to CD West. Not gonna lie, we let the time fly by, tick from 9 to 10. And suddenly realized we were running out of time. So it seemed to some the best time to unwind, recline, kick back and blow off the next 3 years. While to some it seemed the proper time to work themselves to tears over the fears that they would suddenly end their years and even more tears without that big A or 5.0 GPA. Either right, either wrong, no living style airtight, because you can only call it the flip side of the coin. We were in high school. We were bound to get our tails kicked and our heads turned upside down. But for real, South was a sweet deal, full of teachers that made you feel for their subjects, subjects that made you want to steal or share all of those crazy ideas that that teacher had locked up there. That you had locked up there. A quality place where we made friends for a lifetime. Now, normally these friends are restricted by boundaries. Geeks, freaks, jocks, pops, losers, choir kids, louder choir kids. And normally these boundaries are unsurpassable, insurmountable, and anything but insignificant. But it was you who tore down this foundation with so much elation without any regard for our predefined social relationships. And somehow, 2 tribes of pubescent bozos came together to form Titans to Remember, from the first of January to the last of December. God, was this act supposed to be funny? When did they get so serious? Gosh, I should cut out the cheesy stuff when Mr. Villa starts making fun of me backstage. But I guess it is kind of funny when you ask, so Gary, why slam poetry? And is it even really slam poetry? No, it's not slam poetry, but I've got a lot of masculinity I gotta protect here. So, I went with slam. As for the first thing, shut up and let me finish. Gosh, I can't get a word in around here. If you are one guy in a class full of goons and loons who went from the last picked in kickball to the first kicked in kickball, then, well, it may not seem like much has changed. But I assure you, in our far from last moment of glory, that though you may say this is our final story, our tall tale is not yet told. And let's face it, we're not that old. The faces we knew so young are so very different from when we begun. Geeks, freaks, dorks, losers, pops, jocks, plastics, drastics, spastics, clowns, choir kids, loud choir kids, classmates, sisters, brothers. So you may say it's over. Time to turn on to the next book and not turn a second look over our shoulder. Just remember that through beginning, middle, and beginning again, we stuck together as a class. 2016, the end.